Today, I'm doing a squishy challenge. Whoa, making things harder than they need to be for no reason at all.
That's what I do.
I'm still gonna be doing a squishy makeover, but this time, it's gonna be a painting squishies speed run.
How is that possible?
I'm only gonna give myself 10 minutes to paint each squishy, and that's crazy, because normally it literally takes me days to paint squishies. So that's the challenge. If you want a normal squishy makeover, then this one probably isn't the video for you. I've done a lot of those. You can check them out if you want. I feel like I've gotten to a point where I'm pretty decent at painting squishies. So lately I've been trying to challenge myself with them. I've been painting mini squishies, I've done a one color challenge, and today I'm doing a different kind of challenge. A squishy speed run. Even though I'm only giving myself 10 minutes to paint each one, I still want them to look good. Or at least some level of good based off the time constraints. So I kinda did a lot of planning beforehand.
Uh-oh, cheating.
Cheating.
I made a little Ziploc bag for each squishy with all the squishy parts I need. This squishy is gonna be Pipsqueak the mouse. So let's see what I've got for Pipsqueak. Oh my. I picked out this macaroon, or macaron, or as I like to call them, macarons. However it's pronounced, it's gonna be the main squishy part for Pipsqueak. Turns out I squished it one too many times, so now it's splitting in half. That's my bad. It's okay.
Oh no. I'm Pipsqueak.
To make this macaroni look more like a mouse, I'm gonna be using these squishy parts. It's gonna be a stylized mouse. Stylized basically means it's gonna look nothing like a mouse. Stylized. I've got 2 ears and a tail of sorts. I picked these out of my squishy amputation box, so I don't remember which squishies they're from. They're remnants of a past life. I'm trimming them down. Just a little prep work before I start timing myself because, you know, 10 minutes isn't a lot of time to finish a squishy. So yeah, I'm just trying to do as much planning and prep work beforehand. This doesn't look anything like a tail, and that's because it's not. I don't know what it is. It's literally just a piece of trash. But sometimes, on occasion, when the light hits it at the perfect angle, it looks slightly like a tail. You'll just have to take my word for it. Now that I've got everything sorted out, I'm gonna have my fiance time me. It might not be super obvious that it's timed since I'm doing a voiceover, but rest assured, I did each squishy in only 10 minutes, except for one, which we'll get to. The suspense is killing me.
Ready?
Hold on, let me sip my coffee.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Go.
I started off by gluing Pipsqueak's ears on with some hot glue. I hot glued the tail on the back. Took me a little bit to position it just right. I didn't want to risk the ears falling off, so I took some time to seal them in with some slick paint. I didn't seal in the tail. I normally would so it doesn't fall off, but not today. Don't have time for that. I'm also skipping the whole process of painting the whole squishy a white base coat. That would take way too long. For the most part, I'm not even painting the squishy any color. I'm just adding in some features with black paint. I'm going for a doodle sketch kind of vibe.
I don't know.
Normally fabric paint takes a million layers to show up, but I find black paint, even black fabric paint, doesn't require as many layers, which is why I'm mostly sticking to black paint. It's not perfect, but hey, that's cute.
So cute.
Obviously, the puffy paint job leaves much to be desired. Normally, you really have to layer it on for a while, but Pipsqueak is looking pretty good for a squishy done in 10 minutes. The next squishy I have picked out is the Politician. This pink bear might look familiar. He's a mini squishy that Moriah Elizabeth sent me for my mini squishy makeovers. But wait, there's more. I wanted to give him an accessory, specifically a top hat. That's just what I imagine politicians wearing.
Sort of.
These are some parts I dug out of my squishy amputation box. They don't look like a hat right now, but with some alterations, I think I can pull off that look.
Yeah. That's really in there.
Moriah's pink bear has one of those little keychain things stuck in his head. I thought I could just yank it out, but I was wrong. I had a whole tug of war with the pink bear, but ultimately I had to give in because time's a ticking. I started looking for my multi-tool to help pull it out.
Start the time again.
No, just part of the challenge.
Okay. Okay.
Luckily I had it nearby, so I didn't have to waste too much time.
Get out there.
We can all move on.
This pink bear was probably the hardest squishy I did today. I ran into a lot of obstacles with him, unfortunately. I tried gluing on his hat. I think that's already looking a lot like a top hat.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Surely nothing could be worse. I want the top hat to be black, so I started painting it. The thing is though, the hat isn't properly secured with puffy paint, so it doesn't exactly stick to the bear's head super well. It's not the most secure of attachments, which is fine. I was wrong. It got worse. I just took off the hat and started painting it separately, and then I'll attach it afterwards. Turns out, things were not fine though. No. I tried painting this tiny squishy hat while holding it in my hand. I didn't even give it proper drying time, so I kinda got black paint everywhere, which normally isn't that big of a problem. It's paint. It washes off, except for I don't have time to wash my hands. This is kind of a speed run. Every second counts. I started getting black paint smudges all over the pink bear, but hey, the top hat's looking like a top hat, so that's good news at least. Not all hope is lost.
1 minute.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything feels like a test that I feel so depressed when I can't seem to get out.
Bears don't wear clothes.
He's not wearing any clothes, but he's still rocking some buttons, which is better than nothing in my opinion. Also, some black boots to complete the look. I started doing touch-ups, but I ended up just adding more black smudges, which is great. It's okay. It's fine. I can fix it. He just needs a bigger bow tie.
No. Oh, it's time. It's time.
Overall, I think he still looks pretty cool. Some black smudges here and there. And there, and there. The bottom of the hat didn't get a chance to be painted. Don't pay attention to the fact that his neck is ripping off. Ho, ho, ho. His neck is ripping off too.
Oh no.
What a wonderful squishy. Anyways, that's enough of the politician. Say hello to the politician's wife.
I've been expecting you.
I found this cupcake in a giant bin of cupcakes at the dollar store a while back. The dollar store has a ton of squishies now for some reason, and they're honestly pretty cursed looking. So of course I had to buy every single one of them. I didn't have my flamingo scissors on hand, but that's okay. I don't have time to be super precise or anything today anyways. Gorgeous. She's now looking a lot like Boo Boo. That wasn't intentional. I really just added a bow so that it's super obvious that she's a girl. Not that I know any girls that are rocking giant bows in their hair. Cute, cute. The politician's wife actually looks more evil than the politician himself. She's the mastermind behind his evil campaigns and empty promises.
Oh, the horror.
I didn't want her to have a ton of black smudges everywhere, so I do keep blow drying after every little bit. Blow drying alone takes a lot of time, and it's very important, or else you can't even touch the squishy because the wet paint will just spread everywhere. She's holding some kind of food in her hands. I wasn't exactly sure what it was, so I turned it into a flying frisbee, kinda like a ninja star. That's how she convinces people to vote for her politician husband. She's very persuasive. The politician's wife is probably my favorite of today's bunch. She's the most evil of them, that's for sure. The last 10-minute squishy I'll be doing today is a king bear making a king-sized turd. I've been wanting to make this one for a while.
Another idea that was floating around was maybe I could have a little character bent over making a giant poop.
My dreams are finally coming true.
Getting the prep work out of the way. I don't count that as cheating. I count it as prepping. Give me a break. It's like prepping for the SATs. You don't study during the test, you do that beforehand. Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Go.
I already had my multi-tool out, so I pulled out the keychain rings, thinking ahead. I exposed some of the squishy under the bear's head, and on top of the donut, in hopes that it'll help them really adhere to each other when I glue them together. The donut is supposed to be like the bear's body. Things aren't really sticking together.
Okay, this is gonna be hard.
I added his feet and arms to his body. I'm not painting these squishies completely, since obviously I don't have time. That's kind of the challenge of a speedrun. But I tried to choose squishy parts whose colors would at least kinda go together. Not as intended. Of course a king bear would be wearing a crown, but don't let his royal status fool you. He's barely holding it together. His fat head does not want to stay on top of his body, so I'm trying to seal things together with some slick paint. I really don't want him falling apart. I glued him on top of the turd. He's blasting off again! I very delicately painted on his facial expression onto him, trying to be as gentle as possible. He's not in the most stable condition after all. I keep adding a lot of slick paint to his neck to try to keep him together. So much slick paint that I've now decided to disguise it as a beard. It's just a neck beard. Fabulous. I'm pretty much finished, but I want to make a tiny fix to his beard, so I'll take an extra second for that.
Uh-oh.
No, it's fine.
Uh-oh. Cheating.
Cheating.
So really, I just finished him in like 10.2 seconds, which I think is close enough. At least in my book it is.
Perfect.
An evil neckbeard king who makes giant poops. Now that's something. Okay, so they turned out a lot better than I thought they would. This speedrun was a little stressful. I loved it, but it wasn't easy. There's a reason Squishies can't be made over in just 10 minutes. This is the reason. Keeping the time limit in mind, I do love how they turned out. I hope you guys like them too.
You've got 10 seconds to click on the next video or else the politician's wife is gonna pay you a visit.